Yeah, I could see how that could definitely be pretty potentially entertaining or thrill seeking. Like I
You
said,
get a
I
chance to
have.
get out there much? And sit in the woods and stuff?
So here's the thing with me a lot of the time. Look at it as we're going to use a football comparison. You folks right there are my head coaches and my GMs, and I'm like your analytical guy. All right. Meaning, how many times do we crunch the numbers to figure out if it's worth you going for 4th and 3 right here? Meaning if we run this a couple hundred times, it says you have a 75% chance of succeeding on this play. All right. Well, I think we should do it. Meaning, I am basically behind the scenes a lot, sitting down with guests, sitting down with hosts, going through the photos that are submitted to us, the footprints, the audios, sending it out to our science team, getting the responses from the science team, and then touching base with the individuals that have wanted help with what was occurring. Of course, I have tried to get to areas, which I've done some hands-on stuff around here. I was actually talking about that with Dave Scott on Spaced Out Radio last night. Yet it's like a machine. You got your motor, you got your transmission, you still need all the cogs. All right. Meaning, is the motor really more important than the transmission? Well, probably not, because one doesn't work without the other successful, right? It happens if you don't have the body of the car. Okay, cool. You have an engine and a transmission now, but you don't have the body. Yeah, I try to look at it as helping out people, like I told you earlier, like Richard, that has all this great stuff, but he can't figure out how to get it to the world. Like my master tracker, same thing. Guy spent his whole life out in the forest, brother nature, but he couldn't figure out how to log into Facebook.
That's me. When I when I was in school, I was in like 10th grade, and that's when they come out with calculators. They wouldn't let us use it. They wouldn't let us use them. They said it was cheating. So I never grew up with all that stuff. These kids now, though, they know from the time they can remember, that's all they know is swiping the phone and technology.
So you're, like you say, you're the numbers guy. So
yeah,
what's your thoughts on hotspots? Do you think hotspots are legit, or are they just, you just happen to catch them at this year at that place? Or
great questions right there. Yeah, I totally get what you're putting down right there. And you are correct. I am a nerd. So yes, I do try to crunch those numbers. You are right in potentially a hot spot that I call Werewolf Square, meaning you got Michigan,